Guys, man, I feel like it's been a few days, even though it's not been a few days. I did some corporate cleaning today. Had to buy me a little higher stool. These dogs are climbing up and sitting on top of it. They created a bunch of poop. TV here, Fit Bully TV up. This was gonna be real quick, real simple. Guys, you wanna know how to talk to your dog. You wanna make sure that the dog comes into your home and is can coexist, that it kind of listens, it follows a few instructions, that it something that you trust, but it's got to trust you, and it can only trust you if you know what you're doing. A dog needs discipline, and discipline ain't popping a dog. Discipline is you getting up and taking care of the dog and knowing how to communicate. Step one, always, let's see where we at here, is picking the dog up and just spending time with it. Time, energy, and effort go a long way. All the dogs that I have, I at least carry for 1 minute a day. And what you see is a level of soothing that comes over a dog when you pet it. You know how like a dog's tail wags, but if it ain't been petting a long time, it'll stop it. It's like, that's what it'll do. It'll get it stopping. Hit that thank you so much. The dogs are direct reflections of our effort. It's okay. They're direct reflections of our effort and energy. When you put little to no effort into you and your dog's relationship, it shows. This is literally step one in getting her to trust me. And realistically, it started when she would lay down and I'd literally shove her in one of my hoodies when her eyes were still closed. So she gets familiar with wanting to be in my possession, wanting to be in my company. I just went back there on our Instagram and threw the ball over the fence, and Bam Bam went and got it. But when he tried to jump over the fence, what did he do? He couldn't get the ball back over. So he said, to hell with this ball. I'm gonna jump over the fence and get back to him regardless. The ball can wait. Come over, sits right next to me, wants to be in my company. One of the hardest things to do is to communicate with something or someone who doesn't understand you. These dogs don't speak English. First rule of thumb, they're driven by this here. And this is the motivation, because this is the motivation. So they go, what's that? Oh man, that's interesting. That's interesting. So this is how they process information, even process fear. They, you know, you heard the saying since we was kids. Well, you be careful now. That dog can smell fear on you. Now they have a name for it called chemo signals. Chemo signals, again, they can smell your anxiety. They can smell your stress. It has been proven that a dog can even smell when something's so far off that it takes on the owner's personality, specific to cancer. Even. I mean, I'm just telling you what I heard and read at times. Hey, look at this right here. All of them are balled up, laying on my foot. They're relatively right here. Normally they sleep over here by the light or somewhere else. But for the most part, it shows you how calm and comfortable they are with me in their space. I remove the mothers at about 3.5, 4 weeks so I can start controlling outcomes, improving outcomes. Dog needs to be familiar with your scent and in some degree your sound. Stan and Jamarcus, as you see, they do that high-pitched stuff. I don't do it because I've been talking to the dogs since they were this big. So when I say something, let's go. They get it. They get it because I've been in their ear. And I just spend so much time. I think a dog often is going to give us time as well to slow down, smell the roses, as they say, and enjoy ourselves. The other challenge is some of you get dogs and allow the dog to come into your home and roam around. Just roam around. So there's no connection outside of feeding time. It's in a cage. Doesn't get petted, doesn't get love. And it's funny because oftentimes we don't know that we missed a hug or miss hugs or kisses or being held until what? Until it happens. You go, man, that was nice. And that's because things are moving so fast. So one of my rules for myself, for the most part, I've been carrying every dog for a minute a day up until about 6 months. 1 minute a day is the rule. Because it keeps me connected to them connected to me, them wanting to be around me, and us just on the same page. I'm going to tell you this as a messed up saying, okay? I don't even know if I should tell you this, but I'm like, why not? I had an old school homie, and this is not a good saying, people. I want to be clear and say this. I don't support this, but it was a good saying. He said that dogs are like women. He said you could beat them and they'll stay, but you can't show them no love. He said you show them no love, he said they'll wander off. Now listen, guys, I'm not going to jail over nobody, so that beating thing, I ain't about that. But I'm saying, when you think about it, some dogs be out here getting their butt whooped and they just won't leave that person. They love them to death. But let that dog get no attention, no food, no love. That joker's around the corner, over the fence, etc. These dogs and your dog should be the best representation of yourself, just like a great kid. And a great kid does not mean they grow up without error or without, choices not being the best at times. We all make choices that don't suit us, but it's in those choices that we, can make better choices. I get a lot of behavioral questions, and that's why I've been trying to formulate the proper path to educating and connecting everybody to both my processes and what's worked for me. Some people have called me a pit bull expert or a bully expert, and I'm like, I'm none of those things, but I'm everything that I can be to my dogs. And I'm assuming because that's being conveyed properly, that people are hip to the program. They're like, yo, I really support what you're doing. We're going to try to continue to teach you how to connect. We got some stuff coming. For now, stay tuned and take care of your dogs.